Is Thunder Road Vendetta the ultimate high-octane post-apocalyptic board game experience? We're going to share our thoughts after a crazy game. Find out if this is something you should have on your board game shelf here on Legendary Tactics.
Mechanism-wise, Thunder Road Vendetta is, at its core, a dice chucker. You're going to be picking up dice and rolling them all over the time. It does have a little bit more complexity in that these are action dice rather than just move dice, but it does have sort of that snakes and ladders, roll 6, move 6 sort of idea. What I really love is the difference with how damage happens. When you get one of those damage tokens, it's exciting.
Yes,
like, what's going to happen next, sort of thing. But again, mechanism-wise, this game is at its core, and I think that actually benefits the game. It's not too complex. It's just hairy action, and you could play it with your whole family.
This is the exact definition of what they call the Ameritrash game. This is the perfect,
the poster child.
This is the poster child. Yes, absolutely.
I think coupled with the damage, the hazards present the same kind of feeling. Like, I went out of my way to avoid those hazards because I didn't want to see what was underneath.
Exactly
door number one
was here.
Right. So same kind of feeling.
Nothing.
That happens a little, but not as much as you'd like.
Yes.
I did notice you were avoiding them, but sometimes you have to be like, I just got to bite the bullet and go for it and see what happens. And what I love about this game is you're constantly faced with decisions as to where to move your vehicle, but you're always thinking, let me hit something. Let me shoot something. It might be bad for me, but let me do it anyway. Right?
That's right.
That's true.
That's right. So thematically, I think that this game really gives you, it gets you into that Mad Max kind of feel. It's got the different, even the chapters, like the little subtleties that they've added in there. I was noticing the barons and the choke, and it's just one big, cluster of cars all jammed in there, and everyone's fighting in the helicopters. It just really does. You kind of do get immersed in that a little bit. In the end, it is kind of just like roll over, trash the car in front of you, and like, you're just bashing away. But
you felt like a post-apocalyptic Mad Max?
A little bit. Yeah, it does have a little bit of that.
And when one vehicle would smash into another vehicle, it did feel like there was a big traffic accident happening.
Right.
It's just one giant car accident. That's the whole game.
That rolls down the...
it's a multi-car collision.
That's right.
And I just love that, your turn would end, and then you're like, now I'm going to blast with my gun, and now I'm going to send my helicopter in after you. It was just pummel after pummel after pummel. Oh, and now you've created this domino effect of like trash. Yeah. So that's great. That's exactly what Mad Max is.
Yes.
So I think it's on point.
And you can't zone out for a turn either, right? Because you could slam into me and it affects my car, and I need to know kind of what's going on. So paying attention. That's where I think like component wise, having the little vehicles with like the different little guns that are on it and stuff add to it. The toy aspect of being able to like move it right on top and stack them up. I think they're good. I think the hard cardboard components were nice.
Yes.
The chunky dice are fun.
Awesome.
I love these dice.
The helicopters.
These dice are nice, but these dice are...
it even flays.
The helicopter are great. Even when they miss, they're still fun to put on the board.
Yes.
So for component-wise, I think it's great. I like the scrolling map.
Yes.
Idea too is fun.
Yeah.
So I think component-wise, it's
even how it fits,
build.
right? Like the way it fits together.
Right.
It's just very
Restoration
cool.
Games did a great job bringing this game back into the 21st century.
When did it first?
1986.
86.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a reboot.
This is a reboot. Restoration Games took it and polished it off.
Yeah.
They actually just finished a second Kickstarter where they have an expansion called... There's quite a few expansions for this that I don't have. And they have a new one called Carnival of Chaos, where everybody's driving towards the center, and then the center is like this circular track, so you're always near other people.
Wow.
No escape.
Yeah, no escape. Yeah, no, that was fun. So just in terms of comparison, the main one that comes to mind for me was Apocalypse Road, which is a game by GMT, and it's a similar idea where you're racing around a track and you're shooting each other. It had a bit more... it actually didn't have the nice miniatures, which would have been cool. But the shooting and so forth, there's shooting and slamming as well, but it's a little more nuanced. You can take
card management there more.
Yeah, but the damage doesn't cause anything. It just wrecks your car and slows you down or whatever. But that's the one that came to mind the most for me. Other than that, it's a pretty unique game. Nothing else really sprung to mind. If I hadn't played Apocalypse Road, I would have, thought, wow, this is one of the most original games I've tried.
When I bought this game, I thought to myself that I really wanted... When I was a kid, I used to read White Dwarf magazine. I don't know if you know
Yes.
White Dwarf magazine, but I would pour through that looking at all sorts of Warhammer stuff, and they had a game called Car Wars.
Yes.
And I always wanted to have that, but I'm not much of a modeler. And I'm not a very good painter of miniatures and stuff like that, so I sort of stayed away from it. But when I got this, I was like, I think this is going to hit that itch of being on a dusty road.
Yes.
Daka.
Right.
Yes. There's actually one other game, sorry to interrupt. There's another game actually that I haven't played called Dust Runners, which is a similar idea. Now it's a solitaire game. You outfit your car and you send it down a dusty road, and there's all sorts of flying machines and enemies and so forth attacking you, and you just have to try and make it to the end of the track.
Okay.
That one just came to mind, but it's a solitaire game, so it's not... it wouldn't have this sort of chaos.
Well, the solitaire version of this game is you just play with yourself and hope that you get to the end of the track, and you still don't.
Yes, you were going to say, Rusty.
Well, I was just going to say, it's not a strategy game, right? Like, you go in and you have a fun. Like, we laughed a lot during it.
Yeah.
And it's just, ridiculous fun. And I've never made it to the end. I've never had cars left at the end. I've always been first or tied for first to be eliminated. And it's still just a riot, right?
Yes.
Like, So you get it to the table for that reason. And it says it takes a wide range of times on the box, but it doesn't take that long to play because you don't last that long.
You don't last.
Yeah.
Maybe with 2 players, it's more spread out. Maybe
2 players, it was a little bit longer, but it honestly, what was half as fun.
Yeah.
Because you're just not enough interaction.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this is a logjam with 4.
Yeah.
And did you guys have played 2 as well, 2-player?
I played 2-player.
And how does it stack? Would you say 4 is the bigger the count better?
You want the mayhem.
Yeah, you do.
Get
That's what you're
4.
getting it for.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it with 3. That might be a nice sort of
Sweet spot
in the middle. But I've played a couple games with 4 and definitely like it.
Yeah.
And we played it with kids, and it was great too, right? Like they had lots of fun with
and they
it.
picked up the rules quite quickly.
Now, the one downside, though, is 2 things. Number one, you could gang up on another player, totally crush them. And that leads to my second downside, which is player elimination. So you could blow up someone's cars and they're done. They just sit and watch as everyone else has fun for the
Although, did you notice when there was elimination, the game's over very quickly after that?
Yeah.
So because they put the finish line as soon as somebody gets eliminated, it means the game is only going to last another 5 minutes.
There's no lag.
Yeah.
There's no lag.
Yeah,
I think if I've never been eliminated.
I don't know what it's like. Poor Rusky here.
Gold star player. Let's play again. One more. One match.
We won't gang up on it.
There's a little glint in his eye. Little glint. I want to test that game. There he is. That's right. It was a bullseye, right?
All right. So what's the verdict across the table?
I'd give this a thumbs up. I really enjoy this game. It gets to the table frequently, and it doesn't take up too much time. It's just fun.
Yeah. I'd love to sit down with my kids and play this one.
Yeah,
definitely. I think we'd have a lot of fun with the mayhem. Yeah.
Yeah. If mayhem's what you want and some carnage and some silly action, then it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the same. The luck part of it is a little bit maybe frustrating, but other than that, like if you just let go and have fun with it, it's fine for.
Yeah, you have to be in your head. This is not a Euro game.
Yes, you're not trying to like min-max this stuff.
No. If you have a wreck, you might never get it fixed. Right?
Yeah,
you might just never roll a 6.
Yeah,
that's right. So we hope this review is helpful for you, and in the meantime, don't forget to get out there,
get gaming,
and be legendary.